Hi and welcome back to Petite Wreath Petite. Today I will show you how to make this winter themed wreath using the folded ruffle method, step by step. If you are new to my channel, please consider to subscribe. Let's get started with our materials. We need a gray Deco mesh roll, 360 inches, and you see two of this beautiful white Deco mesh, what has like a snowy pattern. It's just because one roll was 18 feet, so one is not enough. I needed to use two. Wooden sign and a 14-inch reframe with 6 sections on it. It will make attaching the pipe cleaners easier. A felt to cover the back, 20 pipe cleaners, zip ties, 6 inches and 4 inches. The 6 inches to secure the pipe cleaners, the 4 inches to secure the felt. This stunning 1.5-inch glitter wired edged netting ribbon in ice blue and a 2.5 white wired ribbon, also glitter, and some felt scratches to cover the back of our sign. We will use a rotary cutter, scissors, pointy scissors, wire cutters, and a hot glue gun. I like to start by preparing the sign so the hot glue can cure all the way. First thing we are doing is cutting off the attached hanging loop, and we are not throwing it away because we can use this to create our own hanging loop. Then we are shaping a U with the pipe cleaner, and we are putting a line of hot glue onto the wooden sign. Now we are pushing down the baseline of the U onto the wooden sign. We need more hot glue over the attached pipe cleaner to put on the felt scratch. And after we are done with the first pipe cleaner, we need to repeat this step on the other side of the wooden sign. We need to prepare the reframe. So again, it is a 14-inch wired reframe with 6 sections, and we will use the 18 pipe cleaner wreath method to prepare the wreath base for our deco mesh. This means that we are attaching 3 pipe cleaners on each section, starting with the first attachment on ring 1 and 2, counting from the inside, and the pipe cleaners will point to the inside of the wreath. I do like to attach a zip tie to give the pipe cleaner another layer of stability so it doesn't move around. But this is totally optional, not mandatory. So the first attachment on the first section is pointing towards the inside of the reframe, and now we are attaching 2 and 3 on the same section, but those 2 other ones, they are facing the outside of the wreath, and they are attached to ring 3 and 4. To attach the pipe cleaner, you simply put it underneath the 2 rings and then give it a few twists on top, and then you lay it flat to the side, facing the inside or the outside. We need to repeat this step until we have 18 pipe cleaners attached to the reframe, 12 facing the outside and 6 facing the inside of the wreath. When it comes to cutting the deco mesh, we are going to treat both meshes equally. We need 20-inch pieces, so we will use the whole roll of 360 inches. The gray one came in 30 feet, 360 inches. The white one, unfortunately not. It was only 18 feet, so I had to use 2 rolls. Not completely, but I had to start the second roll. And all we have to do is cut 18 pieces with 20 inches for both colors. So at the end, you will have 36 pieces, 18 pieces of the gray and 18 pieces of the white deco mesh in 20-inch cuts each. We are almost done with preparing everything. Final step is the ribbon. I have that blue icy colored glittery ribbon and I cut it in 12-inch pieces and it's an 18 feet roll, so I used all of it. I am overlapping the ribbon, so I measure the first piece to 12 inches and then I go forth and back with the ribbon. And then I cut it all together at the same time when I cut ducktails, that you don't have to do it this way. You can just cut 18 individual 12-inch pieces of a ribbon. The same rule applies for the white ribbon. I only used it on the outside, but I still had 12-inch pieces. So for the outer ring, we used 12 pipe cleaners. So it's 12 pieces of 12-inch cuts for the white ribbon. To cut ducktails, we are folding the ribbon in half. In my case, I have a few. That was too much, so I used 3 probably. And then you cut out a triangle. The tip of the triangle is the folded middle of your ribbon. Now that we are done with cutting and preparing everything, we can start folding the mesh and putting it onto the wreath frame. We have to find the middle of the 20-inch cut mesh piece, so 10 inches on each side. Then we are working with the 3-inch mark. So we are folding one side over, have a 6-inch fold. The fold to the left is now on the 3-inch mark, and the cut end piece of the mesh is on the 3-inch mark as well. Now we are folding the other cut end of the mesh towards the middle. This time we are using the 2-inch mark to keep a 1-inch buffer. The next step is to flip the mesh over and ruffle it in the middle. To ruffle the mesh piece, you simply walk your fingers up and keep the material between your thumb and your pointer finger. Finally, you attach the piece onto the wreath frame. We are working from the outer ring to the inner ring, meaning we are working first on the 12 outer pipe cleaners and then the 6 inner pipe cleaners. We are repeating this step with the gray mesh. Find the middle and then fold one side to the 3-inch mark. The white mesh is a little bit easier because it doesn't have that natural curl from the spool. So the first fold is on the 3-inch mark and then the second one is on the 2-inch mark, and we'll leave 1-inch gap. We flip it and then we ruffle the middle. And finally we attach it to the wreath frame. The white one was horizontal, so this one I put on vertical. To attach the mesh, you hold it down and give the pipe cleaner a few twists. The first mesh bundle is attached, and now we can attach our ribbon. I like to do this right away. So first the white one and then overlay it with the blue one. You find the middle and you push your thumb up. So you create a triangle, and this triangle get attached to the wreath frame over the mesh. Give the pipe cleaner a few twists, and then we can cut off the excess of pipe cleaner. You leave like an inch extra space, and you fold that inch into the mesh bundle. Now we have to repeat this step for the whole wreath frame. For the next attachment, I started with gray to have the gray on the bottom and the white one on top, but I always sticked with the direction, so the gray was always vertical and the white was always horizontal. For the inner ring, we are preparing the mesh the exact same way. The only difference is that we are only putting one ribbon on it, the blue one, instead of the white and blue one. So no ribbon bundle, just the blue ribbon. It's time to attach the sign. To find the right placement, I like to use the bars of the wreath frame as my orientation. Once you have the right spot, you work the pipe cleaners through the mesh to get to the wreath frame and attach it. To attach it, you simply give the pipe cleaners a few twists. We need a hanging loop. Earlier, we cut the jute cord off the sign. Now we can repurpose it to create our hanging loop. Simply find the top of the wreath and attach the cord to the wreath frame. Now, the felt to cover the back of the wreath is optional. I just like to give my wreath a finished and polished look. Simply put the felt piece over the wreath, poke holes into it with the sharp and pointy scissors, and then get the 4-inch zip ties through the hole and close the wreath frame in. Finally, we get to arrange the ribbon. Since it is wired, it will stay in place. Just position the ribbon the way you like it. I am so thrilled about the final result. In my opinion, this wreath is perfect for the time in between Christmas and Valentine's Day, or even until spring. You can purchase this and other wreaths on my website. I will leave the link in the description box below. If you like this tutorial and you're new to my channel, please consider to subscribe. I appreciate your time today and thank you for watching. I see you next time.